It's been a very busy pre-season, playing teams from 5 different nations, 8 games involved overall.
Yeah.
Not just those, but of course the training on the pitch. As you look back now ahead of the competitive game tomorrow, are you happy with where everything is at this moment in time?
Yeah, I think naturally you're going to be happy with some things and not happy with other things. I think it's just human error, trial and error, and some things have went well for us, some things haven't went well for us. Sometimes it's the luck of the draw, sometimes it's other factors into it. So we wouldn't be sitting here saying that everything has went rosy 100%. Of course it hasn't, because that's impossible. But where we are, I think we would struggle to be in a better position. We would like to be in a better position, of course, but yeah, I think everything went reasonably well. We've got the minutes in we want to get in. We've balanced teams off. We've had some good competition. We've had some games where we expected to win, where we've scored goals. Had some games where we've been defeated and we've been stretched, which is just as important, because we obviously understand we're going to play a very good team. So we've ticked every box regarding the preparation from players, and we've lost a couple of players along the way through injury, but that's unfortunate that we speak about it. We had a 25-man squad at the start of the campaign, start of pre-season, and if you're going to finish with 25 for your first game, then you've been extremely lucky. So we've lost 2 or 3, and I think you've always got to look at that 10 or 15% of where you might lose, and we haven't lost too many. We've lost 2 or 3, which, referring to a little bit earlier, ideally we wouldn't have lost anybody, but that's football. It happens, and that's why we've got a strong squad, strong players, good competitive edge to it, and we'll look forward to the first game tomorrow.
And as far as that first game is concerned, FK Dečić, I guess to most people involved with the New Saints, prior to a couple of weeks ago, we're an unknown entity. How much research have you been able to do into them, and have you been happy with what you've seen?
Yeah, we have. We've had the opportunity to see every game of their, last season. Obviously this season's finished, so they might have a big turnover of players. We've done as much due diligence and research as what we could for where they are now. There's opportunity, the sort of online is an amazing place where you can find some stuff. We use Y Scout, etc. So yeah, we've trawled every possibility and exhausted every avenue of getting as much information as we can. And we're happy where we are. What we don't know now, we would never know until on the night. So yeah, it's important that we've had some people working very hard, especially Ruben, the analyst behind the scenes, to piecing things together and getting as much information as he can to give to myself and Sarge to then give it to the players.
And as far as this season's European games are concerned, this is a massive tie. Progression in this one will then see the New Saints hit the playoffs in the third competition. So, of course, lots of pressure. Do you feel that pressure personally? Do the players? Have you discussed it?
Yeah, nothing's changed from last year. It was exactly the same position we've been in, and I think possibly the year before that. So it's not anything new that we all know. It was probably one of the first things I spoke to Mike about when I come back to the club, where the club wanted to be. Obviously Mike is a very ambitious person. I'm very ambitious. We want players that are very ambitious, and we want to be ideally the first Welsh club to get to some sort of group stage of a European competition, and no one's shied away from that, and no one's denied that. It is what it is, and and I think being involved with the club for over 10 years, and the staff have been at the club for a long time as well, and players have been at the club, so they understand, on a weekly basis, there's pressure on us to win football games. Every football game, or 99% of the football games we go into, the expectation of TNS winning is higher than most. So yeah, we've got very, very good experience of that. Players understand that. Certainly myself and the coaching staff understand that. So yeah, I think you're in a privileged position in football to be under pressure, because that means you obviously your expectations big, and you're doing something right, and we're going in the right direction. Obviously, everyone wants to be the team that's ambitious and wants to do well, and no one wants to be the team near the bottom or just survive. And it is what it is. We all ambitious in football as a player and as a coach. So yeah, the pressure and the expectation is something that I've felt and dealt with for the last 10 years on and off.
You know your starting 11, of course. I apologise for this question in advance. I asked it a lot last time, and it will be the same this season as well. How difficult was it to go for that initial 11 players? And then also, how difficult was it to leave others out?
Yeah, it's the most difficult part of the job, without a shadow of a doubt. We spoke about this quite a bit, haven't we? And on a weekly basis. And obviously, it's a big game. Everyone wants to play. Unfortunately, 11 people will only play. But I think I can't emphasise enough how much the squad will take. It'll be a huge, massive for us. Finishing the game the last half an hour or so, both legs, and moving forward. So if we're going to be successful, it'll not be just the 11 that start that we rely on. It'll have to be the subs, the attitudes, the actual, the presence, to be completely 100% present, to put their disappointment to one side, which it is completely understandable. I get it. I'm not a novice. I've been in football for a long time. I've been on the other end of that in huge games. We spoke about it quite regularly. There's times I've been left out of games as a player where, played every round of a cup competition, and I'm left out of the final completely, wasn't even in the squad, when I was 18, 19 at Middlesbrough. So yeah, it's something that I understand, and, I get as a football person, and I don't take any pleasure in it at all. I think I've obviously had a lot of experience, and I think I'm nearly 550 games as a manager now, but it's still the one thing that gets us a bit a knot in the pit of my stomach. And the night before, it's not very nice when you're mulling over, possibly because I've been there and felt that and know how it feels like. But on the flip side as well, we've got to have good attitudes. We've got to brush individual disappointment to one side, and for the collective group, because that's the most important thing. The most important thing is all us collectively, and how we go about the game tomorrow. And that's not me, that's not the staff, that's not any individual player, that's everybody that's in that dressing room. We all need to be 100% together, and prove me wrong if he didn't play for whatever reason, and have a conversation about it afterwards. But it's one thing that we need. It's critical that we've got everyone on board.
Have you been able to identify any specific threats from the opponent in terms of your research? And has that then determined maybe the choice of one player over another?
Not really. We've obviously identified things. We've identified where we think their strengths and weaknesses are. Obviously, I'm not going to come on camera now and talk about that. But we're at home, so we've picked a team that we feel we've had a lot of thought about it. There's lots of facts behind it. There's B, players who've had a really good pre-season, in a good place, and obviously as well the opposition and where other players are, as in fitness wise, etc. And that's it. That's it really. We're very fortunate as football club that we've got some very, very good players, and there's going to be some very, very good players disappointed today and tomorrow that they've been left out of the team. But like I said, we've got to get on with it. We've got to, it's decisions that have been made, and nothing's going to change that now. The decisions that myself and the staff have made. So yeah, it's a tough one. And like I said, referring back to it, it's the toughest part of the job, without a shadow of a doubt.
As you stated, we are at home at Park Hall here tomorrow for the first leg. Does that give any advantage, disadvantage, or are the pros and cons from both sides?
Yeah, I think there is. Obviously I've been involved. I think we were talking about, is it 19 Champions League games I've been involved with, or 20 Champions League games, as well as obviously other Europa League and in Europa League Conference. So I think it must be close to 35, 40 games near enough I've been involved with European football. And you can obviously, the change in the rule with the away goal, 3-4 years ago, that changes a few things. But from our point of view, I've been involved where we've had the first leg at home and we've won and we went through. We've had the first leg away and we've won and we went through. So it's a toss up. I think it's not, with the away goal being taken out now, I think it keeps things very much a little bit even keel about who's at home and away first. I don't think it really matters. It's an opportunity for us to put a marker down about how we want to play, where we want to be, you know, taking the game to Dečić, which is no doubt about we will do. And you know, hopefully we'll our game plan will prove successful.
The club's pre-season transfer activity has definitely been a case of quality over quantity. 3 great additions to the squad. The fans want to see them on the pitch. Are they likely to see 1, 2, possibly 3 tomorrow in action?
Yeah, well, they'll probably find out about 5:30 tomorrow. So that's when the teams will be announced to the public. So obviously we've done work this week. So the players will know the team. They'll know everything that's happening, and so we're prepared. But as in the fans, unfortunately, they're going to have to wait till 5:30 tomorrow, I'm afraid.